Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Celebrity Gossip. Watch the video and like, comment and share. Live, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos share surprising fact about their marriage's early days. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have never shied away from letting fans peek into the more personal corners of their marriage, but their latest revelation on Live left audiences particularly stunned and deeply entertained. During a candid moment on the broadcast, the couple peeled back yet another layer of their decades-long relationship, revealing an unexpected truth about their earliest days together. While their love story has long been admired as one of Hollywood's most solid partnerships, this new detail added fresh depth to a romance fans thought they already knew inside and out. The confession came during an off-script moment, something viewers have grown accustomed to with the spontaneous duo, when a conversation about young love, independence, and early adulthood unexpectedly spiraled into a reflection on the first months of their relationship. As the pair shared the memory with their trademark humor, affection, and playful bickering, the studio audience erupted in laughter, while social media immediately lit up with reactions. A love story that began with chemistry and chaos. Kelly and Mark first met on the set of All My Children in the mid-1990s, a workplace encounter that turned into a long-term romance practically overnight. Their on-screen chemistry quickly spilled into real life, and before long, the pair were quietly dating, sneaking around the set to keep their budding love under wraps. But according to their newest revelation, the beginning of their relationship was far more hectic, spontaneous, and unpredictable than fans previously believed. Mark admitted that during the early days of dating Kelly, he was living a lifestyle so unstable that he didn't technically have a real home. He described a period of couch surfing, staying with friends, and living with whatever coworkers would offer him a spare room. Kelly, laughing through the story, confirmed that she had no idea at the time that Mark was essentially living out of a small duffel bag rather than settled in an apartment of his own. This confession instantly captivated viewers. For a couple who now live in stunning homes and enjoy the stability of a well-established life together, the image of a young Consuelos dragging around a single, worn-out bag from home to home was not only surprising, it was downright charming. Mark's nomadic phase, a secret he didn't mean to keep. As Mark told it, his nomadic phase wasn't intentional or dramatic, but simply a byproduct of being a young actor new to New York and still finding his footing. He explained that he was booking small roles, learning the ropes of the industry, and trying to figure out what kind of life he wanted, all while quietly falling in love with the woman who would eventually become his wife. Kelly admitted that she assumed Mark had his life perfectly together. To her, he appeared confident, grounded, and ambitious. She told the studio audience that if she had known the truth about his situation, she might have interpreted it as instability, possibly overthinking the future of their relationship. But she emphasized that in hindsight, it was all part of the adventure. This lack of awareness wasn't due to deception, Mark clarified. He simply never considered his situation unusual or worth mentioning. Young actors often lived lean, paycheck-to-paycheck lives, and he assumed Kelly, being in the same industry, would understand the unspoken realities. The revelation became all the more amusing when Kelly joked that Mark's legendary charm must have overshadowed any suspicion she might have had. "You really were distracting," she said, laughing as Mark pretended to bow. Kelly's side of the story: "I thought he was the grown-up." According to Kelly, the early months of their romance painted Mark as the solid, reliable presence, someone she considered mature despite their young age. Her version of the story had her convinced that he was the more responsible partner, the one with his life in order, and the one who could be depended on to make rational decisions. Hearing that Mark spent nights bouncing between friends' apartments and occasionally sleeping on someone's fold-out couch completely flipped the narrative she'd held onto for years. Kelly said the realization almost made her reevaluate the entire timeline of their courtship. She joked that had she walked into the mystery duffel bag life, she might have paused to ask a few pointed questions, like where he actually lived, why he never invited her over, or whether he had an actual closet at his disposal. But she made sure to note that Mark's confidence, warmth, and enthusiasm overshadowed everything. Even today, she insists the chemistry was so overwhelming that she wasn't paying attention to anything except the way he made her feel. The moment that changed everything. One of the most heartwarming parts of their revelation was the moment the couple described as the turning point, the point where Mark's transient lifestyle finally settled into something more grounded and permanent. Kelly recalled how one night, after finishing a long day on set, Mark asked if he could stay at her place, just for the night. That night became 2, then 3. Before long, his famed duffel bag was tucked into a corner of her apartment, and Kelly realized that Mark had quietly transitioned from a guest to a roommate. He never left, she joked, tapping Mark's arm as the audience laughed. Mark admitted that moving in wasn't his plan at first, but once he did, it felt like the most natural thing in the world. He said being with Kelly felt like being home, more home than any apartment or borrowed couch ever had. Fans react to the revelation. As the episode continued, the internet began buzzing. Fans commented on the unexpected sweetness of the story, with many expressing how refreshing it was to hear that even glamorous celebrity couples had humble, chaotic beginnings. Some found comfort in knowing their favorite morning show duo had navigated uncertainty, financial limitations, and the same growing pains many people experience in young adulthood. Others couldn't help but tease Mark for managing to keep such a major detail a secret. The moment spawned countless memes, including images of a duffel bag with captions referencing Mark's past, and clips of Kelly laughing in disbelief spread rapidly across social platforms. Longtime fans declared the memory an instant classic among their many candid exchanges, a reminder of why they've endured. What makes Kelly and Mark's relationship so endearing to audiences isn't simply that they're married, or that they've worked together for decades, or even that they appear so naturally comfortable with one another on national television. It's the raw honesty, authenticity, and laughter that permeates every story they tell. Their new revelation, though humorous, also reinforced the idea that lasting love doesn't require perfection from the beginning. In fact, it often thrives in moments of vulnerability, imperfection, and unexpected discovery. Kelly admitted on air that she found Mark's story sweet, even if a little alarming, and that she loved him even more for sharing it. Mark, in turn, said that looking back, he wouldn't change anything, not even the unstable early days that made him appreciate the stability they built together.